It's Lone Star Conference Hoops Week. I'm Chris Dew. Steve Gomez, the head coach of the Lady Shaps, joining us. Another dive into the season, Coach. Congratulations, you win a gold medal coaching Team USA down in Mexico over the summer. But now you step back into the Hub City and gather a new team with losing four starters off an Elite Eight team from last season that made the march to Pittsburgh. Along the way, you win a South Central Region title in Denton, doing it on the road, which was a unique and celebratory feeling, I'm sure. But now it's kind of reload, and when I say reload, it's certainly a reloading. It's not one or two people. You've got a lot of starters to replace off last season.
Yeah, it's sort of exciting, and we've got 8 returning players with 7 freshmen. That's a big number of freshmen. We've never had that big of a freshman class, but we're counting on those 8 players. A lot of them have had experience in regional finals and in an Elite Eight situation and important conference games. So, yeah, we've got some experience. Kids that have stepped in last year and were huge for us, but again, they weren't the main starters or the main producers, but they're ready to do that this year. So it's their turn to step into that role.
Well, you could say in years past it was just give Grace Foster the basketball. If you're the opposition, it's stop Grace Foster. Who are they going to try to stop this season?
Well, that in a way that was a heavy load for her and for the team sometimes because we looked to her to do so much. It's sort of going to be nice to have a lot of people that can do that. There won't necessarily be one to key on. A lot of players that can shoot the ball. So I think, again, Kennedy Chappell and Marty McCoy have been in the heat a lot of games from their freshman year on. We've got some other returners, Tia, that's done a really good job. We've got a freshman coming in, a couple that are going to play. And so I think it'll be a team that won't be as maybe easy to scout because we have a lot of players that can produce in a number of different ways. So our versatility will be important, and production from many different places is going to be vital.
Everybody wonders how LCU will do this season with the new faces. Or just not, I don't say new faces, but some of it's just new roles in general, whether it's a mental or the X's and O's. But around the Lone Star Conference, it's going to be different. One thing I've noticed looking at a lot of the programs is COVID's gone. And what I mean by that is a lot of seeing the same faces, those faces are gone. I think everybody is rebuilding this year and or reloading. How do you look at the Lone Star Conference?
Yeah, really interesting. Even looking at the preseason players of the year and different things that people put out, a lot of those names are unfamiliar. Some people might have a new player that they're coming in expecting to be their leading role player. And so I think it'll take a month or so of watching games to figure out what in the world's going on. Just different teams, a few new coaches, another new team in the conference this year. So a lot of unknowns, but we just got to do what we do. We can't be too concerned about which team has who and what they're doing. We want in the next 3, 4, 5 weeks to figure out here's how we're going to play and here's who we're going to count on every night. And so it's sort of fun going into a year like that. It'll take a lot of adjustment on the fly this year.
Marty McCoy is going to be joining us. Talk about Marty, and she came off an injury from 2 seasons ago last season. But not just what her role will be, but how important she will be to this team.
Yeah, I mean, Marty's just a warrior. She, from the time she got here as a freshman, started for us, played a giant role in a team that went to the regional final in her freshman year. She's playing vital minutes offensively, defensively. Versatility, she's really come back well from her injury. Last year she was hobbled a little bit. She played through a lot of pain, a lot of stiffness. Over this summer, she's really gotten back to where she's moving like Marty McCoy used to move. She'll just bring a lot of heart to our team. It may not be a statistical output every game, but her leadership, her toughness, that daily fight that she brings is going to hopefully infuse the rest of our team and teach those younger kids what it really takes to play.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. And now Marty McCoy all of a sudden appears. We start talking about you. You're appearing here. Kind of piggybacking off what Coach said about you in the season that is upcoming. How do you feel your role is to this team? And is it weird to look around and not seeing the same faces that have been here for so long?
It is an adjustment, and I am so grateful that those girls were able to lead for 3 years and to just be mentors, honestly. So I'm grateful for the past leadership, but I also don't feel completely in the dark coming into this season. I am super excited. I know that a bunch of our roles have changed, but I feel that we're all ready to step up and, take on the roles that are being expected of us and do well in those roles.
So 2 seasons ago, you go down with an injury, ended up being a season-ending injury in Wichita Falls. Last year, at what point did you ever feel comfortable?
It was pretty late when I finally started to kind of get back into my groove again. And even then, it was only for a couple minutes at a time. So really, really late into conference, possibly going into, our extra postseason times where I felt that I was able to give some good minutes here and there.
And that's what I was going to get at was last year you're playing such a trust test with yourself to get yourself to 100%. How is it now going into this season to say, okay, I can now focus on team instead of myself?
It's been so good to just, not have to think about that aspect physically and just to be able to say, I feel good and, I'm going to be able to do all the things that I used to do and more. Being able to watch on the sidelines was honestly a great blessing. And so I feel that my knowledge and just having my body be able to keep up with those things is going to be really, really good this year.
It's kind of my annual question I always ask the seniors. How is it going to be to play out your senior season instead of thinking about your senior season? What do you want to get out of this season, and what are you looking forward to here on your final season?
I just want to perform to the best of our abilities, do as good as we can possibly do is what we always say. I'm excited to just see how this new team forms, how we come together. It's already been so great on and off the court, and I think we have so many fresh new faces that are capable of doing a lot of great things for us. But for us 8 returners to really come together and, put this team on our back and lead in the way that we're supposed to, I think are all going to be great things for us this season.
Does it feel like basketball yet?
It does. I'm so excited.
Well, that's why it's the LSC Hoops Week, and we appreciate you joining us. That's a look at Lubbock Christian University women's basketball.